Right, so I'm going to show you a little something that's going to gross you out. It's been half an hour since I put the lemon oil on the fretboard there, and what I've done is I've gone across with a scraper and I've scraped it off, and here's the neck, and it's still got grime on there, and I'm going to take a bit of rag, bit of cloth. This has had a bit of white spirit on it in the last few days, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wipe this in one area of the cloth, and I'm going to show you. Just going to wipe it up and down here because I've scraped most of the gearmans off. And what I'm going to show you is, look at the difference in colour now of this, and look how much cleaner it is. And I've still got to go in another coat yet. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go across with a cloth, just wipe some of this gunk off, up and down, go across the whole neck here. But I'm going to show you in a minute what I actually scraped off. And I didn't use a scraper, I used me, I've got a height gauge thing to check the height of my strings above frets and blah blah blah, 12 fret and everything. And what I've done is I've just gone across that and used it as a scraper. Now I'm just going to show you the difference now. See that? I'm going to give it another coat in a minute, but look how much better that is. I'm going to give it another coat of lemon oil, bring any of the rest of the grime out. It's a lot cleaner, and then I can look at polishing my frets. But what I'm going to show you is, and this is going to gross you out, I used this as a scraper, just going across this way, just took the grime out when I did it across the opposite way as well. And it took me about 2 minutes to get that, but look at this. See that? There it is. That's off your fingers. It's on both sides, look. I don't want to be touching that, and neither does anybody else. That's grime that's built up over the years in that fretboard. It's quite disgusting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my bin, and luckily I've got some little bits of sponge in my bin, which I cut up the other day, you know, and I can use that, clean up this tool, and there you go, that's gone. And I'll take this with me to white spirit, and I'll chuck that, and that's it. And I'll use this rag again, and I'll clean that up. So that really is it. So now you'll see that the neck, there's still some grime on there, but look at the difference. I'll put some more lemon oil on there. I'm going to take the truss rod cover off shortly and take the string retainer off, and I'm going to give this all a clean. I'm going to loosen all these tuners, and I'm going to wipe everything and get all the dust off, and I'm going to, basically what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to show you all this. When everything's been wiped and cleaned, I'm going to get all this grime off these areas, get all that off, and what I'll do is then I'll go round and I'll check all these screws on top of the tuners and tighten them up where we need tightening, and I'll re-tighten all these nuts on there. We'll get that all done, get it all cleaned up, make sure the locking nuts are all screwed down properly. I like these, it's a reverse one from the back. I actually prefer these myself. And we'll do that, we'll get that all tightened down, and then once that neck is, I'll get some lemon oil on it now, again, you know how it works. Once that's all done, it's just a matter then of doing the fretwork, which ain't going to take me too long. I'm pretty much of a dab hand at this fretwork. I would say, when all said and done, by the time I've done this guitar and we're setting the Floyd Rose up and everything, I would say it's going to have 3 hours, which is not out of the ordinary for a complete setup. So, you know, 3 hours, is that worth it? 70 quid for 3 hours work on your guitar and getting it basically stripped and rebuilt? Let me tell you something. If I'm doing it, my going rate now is, for the level of work I do, is £30 an hour. If someone wants me to charge a job by the hour, if it, you know, say, oh, I'll pay you by the hour or whatever, 30 quid an hour, 15 quid half hour, that's my going rate. That's pretty much in line with what everybody else is working for. I don't think it's expensive, so for 70 quid, you're saving money, aren't you? There you go, we'll let that soak in, and I'll get on with fret polishing and fret level of that in a bit. So that's it for now. Just wanted to show you the level and the depth of, you know, the things we have to do. I'm going to move on to the body in a minute. I'm going to come back when I've got the body prepped, ready for doing the, I'm going to put the three-way back in, not the three-way, I'm going to solder the jack back in, I'm going to tighten the pots, get them tightened up, get the knobs back on. I'm going to look for a switch tip if I can find one in my parts drawer for the 5-way. And basically I'm going to wipe the body over, wipe the pickups over, get any grime off there, just get it looking nice, ready for going back together later. This will all be done today, but this is probably the only guitar I've got another guitar on there once the electric's redoing completely. So I'll probably do just them two today, and that's really going to be it. So anyway, I just want to show you, the conditions of our working conditions. Health and safety, we'd love it in here, places like this. So there you go, look at that now, it's looking a lot better, isn't it? Once we've got them fresh polished up and everything, we're going to look absolutely fantastic there. We're back shortly. Right, a bit of an update on this Ibanez Gio. As you can see, the neck's been done. I haven't levelled the frets yet, but I've cleaned all the fingerboard. Now you'll also notice, because this is going to be a complete setup, I've removed the tuners, I've removed the string tree and the truss rod cover. I've cleaned up all this area. There was all grime and dust all around there. There was a lot of wear and an accumulation of dirt and grime all over the headstock. Also at the back there's all grime underneath where the tuners go here. That's all been cleaned. This mark we had has all been removed. There's marks all around there. Some grime that's just collected there over the years. So the neck's absolutely fine. All I need to do on this now is level these frets and the neck's done. I've got all the tuners down there, all in the same order they came off, ready to go back on. I'm going to clean them up in a bit. And also I've given, which has not been polished yet, but I've cleaned the guitar. All I've done is gone over with cloth which had a bit of white spirit on it from doing the neck, tiniest bit of white spirit, just wiped it over, just get all the dust off and all the grime on there. So that's going to look pretty good when it's done. I'm going to move on now. I've got the tuners, like I said, I've got all the tuners here. They all need to be wiped over, cleaned, and you see here there's dust all round. I'll take you close up there. They all need a bit of wipe over and clean. I can get them back on, get them tightened up, and then I can look at, if you see close up here, there's quite a bit of wear on some of these frets. I'm going to ignore that for now. I recommend the lad does have, I myself would personally have a refret on this, but is it worth it on a guitar I paid 90 quid for? Depends what I was going to do with the guitar. I would, so a refret on that, I'd go with jumbo fret wire. It'd be a straight 150 quid on that plus a fret wire. It's probably not going to go for that. I could do a fret level for 85 quid. They're not worn enough to do a fret level yet, so I won't worry about them. I'd say let me level the 8 frets that need doing and play the guitar for what it is. It's cost you 90 quid the guitar, you're spending 70 quid on a complete setup. It's £160 guitar. Play it and enjoy it for 2 or 3 years. You're going to get out of it without changing anything. Then go and upgrade to something a bit better. He said to me he doesn't need this for anything major, so we wanted to treat it to a good setup. So I'm going to do that. Like I say, there's quite a bit of wear on some of these frets, but not enough for us to worry about having to level anything off. So I'm going to crack on with it. I'm going to keep coming back with these mini updates. I've already got the first part of the video done. There's already 20 minutes of video done, and I've got another 7 minutes I've already recorded this, plus this is coming up to 3 minutes now. So I've already got another 10 minutes on the second part of the video, and I've not even got on to doing the Floyd Rose yet. So this is probably going to be a 3 or 4 part video, but I wanted to do it in big parts like this. I wanted to spend time on it rather than do it all in one 30-minute video. I want it to be about, an hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes long, so you see what you're getting for your money. Because I mean, when all said and done, I've already spent about 90 minutes on this guitar, and I've still not levelled the frets, and I've still not set up the Floyd Rose, and I've got the body to polish, and I've got soldering to do, and blah 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 blah. So so that's it. So I'm going to crack on again. I'll get back to you with an update later. Right, next update on this Ibanez Gio. I've tightened up the 2 pots there. I've found a switch tip which I've put on, tidied up the wiring inside, there you go, and I've soldered in the input jack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a guitar lead in there. There you go, and I've got it at the moment. I don't know what you can see, I've just got it on this pickup. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap the pickup, show you it's working. Volume, nothing, tone, tone. There you go, setting selection should be this coil in the middle. Middle one should just be the middle pickup. Just the middle. Selection 4 should be this coil in here. And 5th selection should just be this pickup. There you go, that's all the wiring sorted out. Quick job. You'll notice I'm just going to keep coming in with these quick little snippets on here. What I'm going to do now is stick the back cover plate back on there, and then I'm going to be ready for finishing the neck. Now what I've got to do on the neck now is, the neck's all done. Look at the tuners all on there, tuners all back on, all nice and clean. What I've got to do now is, I ain't leveled the frets yet, so I've marked off, don't know if you can see on the frets, I've marked off in blue marker where the frets that need to be done. One there, one there, one there, all the way up. 2 there together, one there, one there, and one there. You can see I'm all the way along. That means if that's blank, it means this edge don't want to be done. It just means the middle and this top edge need to be done. This one's just in the middle, so just the middle needs to be done. This one again, the middle. So you get the idea. I'll take it across the neck. That's where I need to level it all. So I'll file them down. Once they're filed, I'll go and re-crown using the crowning file there. This is a grooved file. You get to see how that works. Got a groove all the way down there, and that'll put the crown back on the fret. Basically we're going to go across with that, put the crown back on. So that's what I'll be doing this afternoon. So I'm going to do that once that's all done, once I've got this all levelled off and got all the frets redone and polished again. I'll put the neck back on the guitar and we can start looking at the Floyd Rose. So you know, I'll keep coming with these quick snippets here. When I get started doing, I'm not going to show you doing the frets. I've done so many videos on doing fret work. All you've got to do is go to my YouTube page and just look through my videos here and you'll see what I'm doing. I'm just going to get this filed and get it all back on the guitar, and then we can start looking at the Floyd Rose. I'm back soon with an update. Right everybody peeps, we've gone more or less, we've gone full circle with this guitar, but I've done the frets and I've put the guitar back together. Now I think you'll agree already, even without the tremolo on and without strings on, it looks like a completely different guitar. Look how clean it is. I've wiped it over, got all the muck off. These have all been removed, cleaned and put back on. I've tidied up everything, everything's been polished and cleaned. The nuts, the grommets, everything in there, the washers all been done. These have all been tightened up to the right spec there. I've reseated the neck completely. I've done the wiring, I've rerouted the wiring, tidied it all up, put a plastic tie around there, tidied it all up. The frets have all been levelled, they've all been polished. I will go again, I've also cleaned the whole guitar. It's not been polished, but it's been cleaned all around the pickup areas everywhere. I'm going to run another, the frets have been levelled and polished, the frets. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run another layer of lemon oil on the guitar itself, and I'm also going to put on the back cavity plate. So why I do that, got the cavity plate here, that's all been cleaned up. And I'm going to get it all ready, prepped for the Floyd Rose. Now like I say, the Floyd Rose setup, I was asked by someone on YouTube if I could do an in-depth video on setting up a Floyd Rose from scratch, so I'm actually going to do that. And I'm not going to incorporate the whole video or the whole process on this video, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it and make it a separate video which is part of this video. So what I'll do is, when I get to prepping everything for it going in, I'll be cutting this video short and I'll be coming back and continuing this video when I've got the Floyd Rose set up. There'll be a link posted to the actual complete setup of a Floyd Rose, absolutely totally from scratch, like basically you've bought a Floyd Rose, you've got your claw, I'll leave the claw spring in and the bolts, but what I'll do is we'll take it from scratch. So what I'm going to do with this is, and I'm going to do this again, I'm going to do this off camera. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip it completely, take it to complete pieces, right, and I'm going to clean everything and put it back together. Now I will show that on the complete setup process of the whole video, so it'll be a supplemental video to this series. So that's what I'm going to do. So taking these ends of these strings off, undoing these saddle blocks here, look, getting them out, Albeit, you're going to see me with the tremolo ready to fit it on this, then you're going to come back and it's going to be fitted. And it's going to be strung up, and I'll show you how to do, once it's been strung up, I'll show you how to do the actual, I'll explain how we do the actual tuning up with that, so we get this perfectly level, perfectly floating. So where we are on this right now, I'm going to put the control cavity back on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera. As you can see, I've also tidied my bench and I've put my soldering iron and everything away. Because I wanted you to see all of this, so I think we're good there. Bring that up, that's pretty good, so I can see what's going off. So yeah, I've my soldering iron and everything was down here, I've taken away, so you can see the whole length of my bench just about. It's a good 5.5, 6 foot this table. Can't bother to find a tape measure, so I'm not going to measure it. It might have been 5.5, 6, again over 6 foot. So control cavity, all the wiring's done, I've checked all the wiring, nice pots in there. Basic 5-way, so I'm going to bang this on. Got the screws here, always keep the screws to hand, like I say they're in that pot. The other end I've not put, obviously I've not put the truss rod cover on there yet because I'll have to alter the truss rod when the strings are on. But this can all go back on now. There was no, I don't know if this is in the guitar bag it came with, the back cavity, the control plate for the, or the plate for the tremolo. Maybe it's in the case it came in, I've not looked in there yet. I know the strings are in there, so I've got to go in there and sort them out. So anyway, as you can see, this is probably the most in-depth setup video I've done, and this guitar's perfect for it because it's a Floyd Rose equipped guitar, so you're seeing what you're getting for your money. Now normally with Floyd Rose, you'd be paying 80 quid for a complete setup, which again is still fair, still a good price. So we've got the back cavity on there now. There you go, job done. Can you see it there? Yeah, back cavity's on, control cavity there. Don't know where that is, not seeing it. So there you go. The guitar is more or less, it's not quite ready for the tremolo yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to oil, again lemon oil on the neck here. Bring this back, we'll give that a wipe, some marks on the body again. I'll give us a polish when we finish off. Toggle switch on there now, pots are all tightened up, all the electrics work, all clean around this area. So everything's all good there. There's no crackling that I know of. I won't until I've got it plugged in. So like I say, we're going to go again. Get another splattering of lemon oil. This is now for conditioning the neck itself. Like I say, the frets are done. I'll go across with the fret rocker in a minute and we'll see where we are. Just with some lemon oil on there. This is all for treatment now. This is going to bring all the wood. Because it's all been clean, we've got all the grime out there. This is actually going to nourish the wood itself. I say, I've been 4 or 5 hours with this guitar today, but I've not been non-stop with it, and I've been editing video. I've more or less got the first 2 20-minute videos done now. The editing takes quite a long time because I've got to glue it all together, re-encode it, then I've got to upload it. Well, I won't do the uploading until tonight, but on YouTube you can only do it one by one at a time, so it's a bit of a long-winded affair. So I've not been, actual work hours I've done on this guitar, I've probably done, I don't know, 2 hours. Probably done 2 complete hours if I count it just as solid work. What I've got to do now, basically all I've got to do is set up the Floyd Rose and restring it, which will take me 45 minutes I imagine, doing it from scratch, and get it all set up, get the intonation done, blah de blah. So say this is going to be a 3-hour affair. I think 80 quid for 3 hours, you're pretty much, you're doing alright there, aren't you? But then that 3 hours is not a solid 3 hours, you've got all the time in between, prepping stuff, you know, getting stuff all ready, sorting your tools out, blah 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 blah, and doing other things in between. You don't work for a solid 3 hours just straight off like that. You're probably doing 3 hours work will probably take you 4.5 hours to do in real time. So you know, that's kind of it really. What I'm going to do now is, I've got the Floyd Rose here. I'm going to get the Allen keys out again when I find it. And what have I done with them? I think I left them out somewhere. I don't know what I've done with them. Could be anywhere. They're not out. Right, I can't find them, so what I'm going to do is I'll include that with the whole video of the Floyd Rose. So I'm going to move back here. I think we're about right there. I think we're good enough there. I can't find my Allen keys, my Floyd Rose Allen keys. I've put them away somewhere, or I've just put them to the side somewhere. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to be the end of the second part of this video. I would imagine this is about 20 minutes long. First one was 18 minutes long. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to let that oil soak in, and I'm going to start prepping for the Floyd Rose setup, which I'm going to do from scratch. So I'll get back to you later.